and the kids and even the older ones. I can't tell you how many times, grown men come to me like, man, I don't know what it was, but I was walking 2 blocks away and I heard that, and it just, man, I felt it. I had to come and see you guys, and sooner or later they're going to be in the circle dancing right along with us. So it's that drum really that calls people.
Y usualmente Danza Azteca Cuauhtemoc abre las puertas a todos. Lo único que pedimos nosotros es que se tenga respeto por el que está al lado, por el que está al frente, y todo el mundo tiene una identidad. Lo único que queremos es que cada uno recupere o mantenga esa identidad con respeto y la comparta.
Yeah, as Danza Mexica Cuauhtemoc, we open our arms to anybody. It's not you need to be Mexica or Mexican or anything like that. We embrace everybody, and all we ask is that you come in with an open heart and open mind, and respect, those of you next to you, those of you in front of you, because, we want to make sure that, well, first off, everybody has their own identity, wherever that may be or whatever that might be. So we just want to make sure that identity stays with you, and if you perhaps don't think you have one, you learn about it and you embrace it. So I think, again, it's all revolving around that identity that for so many years we've kind of been separated from and lost, unfortunately, in our communities.
No. Otra cosa, nosotros queremos, una de las razones es que queremos trabajar con los jóvenes, porque preferimos que ellos se involucren con actividades que sean positivas, a que no peleen por una calle o por un color, que mejor aprendan de su identidad, y si van a pelear por algo, que sea por la misma comunidad.
A great focus, I think, in our groups, perhaps specifically in our branch here in Ventura, is the youth, the kids, and youth in general. Unfortunately, a lot of our kids are out there fighting, but unfortunately it's fighting for a street, a block, a city, whatever it may be. And we're trying to teach these kids and this youth that, if you're going to fight, if you're going to struggle, have it be for something that has real meaning, have it be for your people, have it be for your traditions, your family. And so that's really, one of the main good purposes of Danza Mexica Cuauhtemoc, is to instill that pride and that love for oneself, because what happens, our youth, they grow up, if anything, making fun of a native person and call them an indio, or just think it's shameful and they're dumb. And just having that mentality just sets them that much far apart. And so we need to, we're trying to get rid of that and say, hey, wait a minute, this is you, this is your people, these are your grandparents, your parents, So that's a big part of what we do.
Y otra parte importante que utilizamos las ceremonias también es para informarle a la comunidad políticamente. O sea, también nos interesa que la comunidad esté informada y sepa acerca de sus derechos y aprenda a alzar la voz, ¿no? A decirle a la gente, si tú puedes votar, haz esto por tu comunidad. Como en el caso de la secundaria de carpintería. O sea, es como informarle a la gente, nuestra gente o nuestros hermanos Shumas necesitan, hay que apoyar, y es lo que utilizamos la danza también, la ceremonia.
Yeah, part of Danza Mexica Cuauhtemoc is to use our dance and our drums and our armas, as we call them, as a tool or kind of a gateway and of getting people to kind of focus on any given purpose, any political message that we're perhaps trying to get out. She's using the example of the carpinteria issue that we've dealt with and participated with AIM with. Again, we're in ceremony when we're there dancing with our dancers and our drums, but at the same time, it's we can't deny that it's also a tool to kind of get that attention and that focus, and kind of get this, oh wait, what's going on,
Yeah.
And so that's a great part of danza, in that it calls people to a cause that we're trying to a message that we're trying to convey. So we do that with our presentations and our ceremonies.
Yeah, and I noticed the drum, is just so powerful in that it does awaken, Muktamai, the ancient spirit in it. and ancient memory, and brings people together because of that drum. Now, what I also know, and I'm really thankful to Danza, Mexica, Cuauhtemoc for joining us in that fight at Carpinteria against the mascots there. It does bring people together, and I think that there is a fear factor as well because of that. Because the people, I'm talking about like school boards, is, okay, we have a bunch of indigenous people now getting together. I mean, the drum really calls people's attention. Here we are. They've, in the school board meetings, they were making mention of the drum out there outside and the attention that it was getting.
Yeah, I mean, and that goes along with politics, I guess, in general, and the control that a lot of times the government has, and the way they're able to get it is perhaps to, that famous divide and conquer. They try to portray it as perhaps, that's natives from the north and natives from the south, and we're getting our own attention, and you guys are separate, and that's just not true, and that's another obstacle that we need to overcome as Native people, to know that we're all people of the earth. We all belong to the same place, and we need to support and help each other as we did that day.
Yeah, and as we're probably going to do several more times,
yes,
we still have these issues with Carpinteria mascot that we're still dealing with, and just in general of us working together, us as indigenous people, we have very common issues that we're dealing with. We're talking about the politics and economic issues. Is there any other specific issues that you're dealing with in this time?
Great deal. Danza Mexica Cuauhtemoc does deal with. We have a big issue with immigration, of course, immigration issues. There's this whole thing about undocumented workers and all these immigrants and population control and who knows what else. But I think people are turning a blind eye to why these people are coming. So the problem, I don't think, is necessarily that people are coming. It's why are they coming? And really what it comes down to is what's going on in our lands, our countries. These corporations are going out there and exploiting the land, exploiting the resources, the labor. It's a big word. Cheap labor, so
exactly.
cheap product for the U.S. And so you go down there and it's all tore up, and then move on to the next place. So what happens to all these people that are left with no resources and just broke? Well, now they need to look for a better place, and unfortunately, I guess it would have to be here. I don't think people necessarily think about, people don't want to leave their home, and people are leaving their home, and not just leaving in a vacation to come out here. They're crossing a river, they're crossing a huge desert for days, weeks, months on end, dying, with their kids. And people don't realize this isn't something somebody wants to do. It's a need. And yet, if they make it, now they have to deal with people wanting them out of here again, back to where, they're exploiting their land. So it's this vicious, ugly circle that they're in.
Yeah. And, just to, let everybody know, as, for AIM Santa Barbara, we don't recognize the borders. We're here, working side by side with you, to solve some of these issues as best as we can, to join our voices against some of these issues that are happening. I mean, we have some of our tribes that are in Lower California, there's families that are divided by that border. We have one family member on this side and another one that can't come over. And
Correct.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
Y una de las cosas que siempre trata de hacer con nuestras comunidades es separarlas, ¿no? Pelear nuestros jóvenes, ya sea raza blanca, negros, asiáticos, mexicanos, dependiendo de qué gente tengamos en la área, siempre tratan de dividir a la comunidad para que no salga adelante.
Yeah, and once again, we're going back to the whole divide and conquer. Not only is it, let's say, between us, but in our communities, whether it's, between Mexican and Black, or Asian and Mexican or Samoan, and there's always that division being created so that, you know, if they're